What's up guys, Andy here, and today I am going to talk about the top 10 superfoods of 2022. Now some people don't like the word superfoods, and quite frankly I don't really care. I'm not the one using it in this context. I'm actually plucking it from survey data. So basically today's Dietitian and Pollock Communications, a pair of organizations, they survey dietitians, my colleagues, annually, and one of the questions they ask is what do they perceive to be the 10 most popular, superfoods of the year to come. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the top 10 list. I'm going to try and provide you some of my personal professional insights into why I think my colleagues have selected certain foods, and it'll be fun. So let's get right to it. So food number one is fermented foods like yogurt and kimchi. Look, this makes a lot of sense given the potential of these foods to influence the gut microbiome and alter the balance of good versus bad bacteria. Obviously, there's so much research now around like dysbiosis, which is essentially the imbalance between good and bad bacteria in your gut, and how that can cause or worsen a whole bunch of conditions. So this makes sense. Also in the context of immunity, a lot of research around gut health and immunity. So again, it makes sense. Immunity is a big topic this year. So we can take that. Number two is blueberries. It's an interesting one. I mean, blueberries are certainly among the foods in highest in antioxidant content. They're my least favorite berry personally due to the texture. I don't know about you guys. You can let me know. Again, berries kind of avoid some of the hate that other fruit gets. They're versatile, high in soluble fiber, high in a wide array of vitamins and minerals. So yeah, I suppose it makes sense. A bit surprising, but fair enough. Number three is seeds like chia and hemp. Now, chia and hemp seeds are very unique because they're among a limited group of foods that contain omega-3 fatty acids. Obviously, inflammation and anti-inflammatory foods is an increasingly popular topic of inquiry. There's evidence that suggests that anti-inflammatory foods can improve mental health and a whole range of health conditions. Almost every health condition has some inflammatory component, so that makes sense. Number four is exotic fruit like acai. I can see where this is coming from. I know, a lot of these products are available in different forms that are easy to use, and also I guess when you present something like an exotic fruit, it appears superior to the standard available fruits. And because fruits are one of the hated on food groups, not that I agree with that, by the way, don't be one of those people. It does make sense that products like that would be popular. Obviously, people are interested and enamored by novelty, so that makes sense. Number five is avocados. Yeah, I mean, no surprise there. Avocado, rich source of monounsaturated fat, healthy fats. Great way to get those fats for people who maybe can't eat nuts due to nut allergies. And look, everyone loves avocados. I mean, they're high in potassium, which is good for blood pressure, high in those healthy fats, which is good for cholesterol, which are two big issues. So makes sense. Also high in soluble fiber, which is good for blood sugar management too. So it's a win-win. Green tea, number six. Yeah, look, green tea, as far as a beverage goes, and as far as any food goes, is among the richest sources of antioxidants. It contains a lot of unique compounds, some of which have been associated with anti-aging benefits and stuff like that. So I suppose that makes sense. It has half the amount of caffeine per serving as most types of coffee. So people are trying to monitor their caffeine intake, but they still want that caffeine. That makes sense. Number seven is nuts. Yeah, people who eat more nuts generally are healthier. You know what I mean? There's so much data around that, whether it's blood sugar, blood cholesterol, overall health. I'm losing my voice here. I mean, my last video on nutrition for male fertility, there's studies that show men who increased their nut intake, no pun intended, actually had better fertility outcomes. So there you go. Well, my voice is gone. It's brutal. Okay, number eight is ancient grains. Now, ancient grains, I guess grains are another thing that get hated on a lot, you know what I mean? Again, not something I agree with, but I suppose when you present ancient grains, whatever those are, I can't even name one right now. I mean, I've certainly seen the cereals in different blends, but it's a fun iteration of a food that maybe people misunderstand. So it does make sense because deep down inside, we all love carbs, right? So no matter what people on the internet say. Number nine is leafy greens like spinach. Now look, this makes perfect sense. And kale's number 10, by the way, so I'm thrilled to have kale on the list, but I might as well group them together. The reality is leafy greens, in terms of the diversity and the unique biochemical compounds they contain that are associated with so many health benefits, you really can't compete. I mean, they are the cliche vegetable that we all should eat. So whether you like spinach, kale, arugula, spring mix, whatever it is, yeah, you should probably eat your leafy greens. So yeah, guys, that's the top 10 list. It does make some sense. A couple of surprise entries maybe, but these are what my colleagues voted to be the most popular or the superfoods of 2022, and there's definitely merit for quite a few of them on that list. So I hope you found today's video insightful, and yeah, I'll catch you next time.